Important thing in clinical class is what? Good history taking and clinical examination. So today we will learn what? Examination of GIT, gastrointestinal tract. So gastrointestinal tract starts from where? Mouth. So at first we have to examine the mouth, the oral cavity. So oral cavity how to examine? पूरा मुंह खोलिए आप, मुंह खोलिए, जीभ निकालिए बाहर. See what is that color of the tongue, is it coated or it is normal, there may be a strawberry tongue, there may be glossitis, there are so many reasons for these things, but you have to examine oral cavity first. Is there any gum hypertrophy like that? So at first we have to examine the oral cavity. Then come to the examination of abdomen. So how to examine abdomen? इधर जरा लेट जाइए आप. So always stand on the right side of patient for examination. On the right side, I am standing on the right side of the patient. Okay. So to examine abdomen, at first muscles of abdomen should be relaxed by folding the knee. बेटा जरा सा मोड़ लीजिए. तो ठीक है ना. आपका सिर्फ पेट छू के देखूंगा मैं और कुछ नहीं करूंगा. ठीक है ना. और कुछ नहीं करना है. ठीक है ना. So examination, abdominal examination starts from inspection. So inspection, palpation, percussion and auscultation. There are 4 parts. So what will you see on inspection? So at first, what is the shape of abdomen? It may be normal, it may be protuberant, distended, or it may be scaphoid. So normal is normal. So normal is slightly depressed, slightly lower than the thoracic cavity. It is normal. So distended may be, whole abdomen may be distended or part of abdomen may be distended. So you have to see it whether there is generalized distension or localized distension. So one is distension. Then shape may be scaphoid. So scaphoid shape may be due to some diseases in children. So the common disease which gives scaphoid shape, scaphoid means what? Boat shaped. The abdomen will be depressed. So commonly it is seen in one congenital lesion, that is congenital diaphragmatic hernia. It is seen in the newborn at the time of birth only. But later on, if there will be severe malnutrition, then you can get the scaphoid type of this abdomen. So first is shape, normal shape, distended abdomen and scaphoid abdomen. It is clear? Now see, is there any scar mark over the abdomen? So a scar mark may be due to various reasons, due to some incisions, due to operations, there may be some lesions, voids, many things. So you have to see the scar mark. Then you have to see any visible vessels. So it may be due to engorgement of various things like obstruction of the inferior vena cava, obstruction of the superior vena cava, obstruction of the portal vein, like in portal hypertension. So you have to see the engorgement of the vein. Then what will you see? Peristaltic movement. So there may be visible peristaltic movement on some side, in some diseases, like if there is congenital hypertrophic bowel stenosis, then there will be peristaltic movement visible in the left hypochondria. Okay, so we have to see this. After inspection means do not touch the patient. Just you have to observe the patient by seeing what is this. Now come for next is palpation. So in palpation you have to confirm something which you have seen in the inspection. Like if you have seen any swelling, then just touch the swelling and see whether it is localized, what is the size of the swelling, what is the texture of the swelling, if there is any venous prominence, any vessels prominent or engorged veins, then you have to see the flow of the vessels. How will you see the flow of the vessels? If there is no vessels visible, but if there will be vessels visible, then just like this you empty the vessels and lift one hand and see whether it is flowing down from down to above, or just by lifting this hand from above to downward. So that will decide where is obstruction. If there is inferior vena cava obstruction, if there is superior vena cava obstruction, if there will be portal vein obstructions, flow will be different in different diseases. But you have to check the flow of the vein. Then comes the palpation, superficial and deep palpation. So superficial palpation, what will you see? At first we have to divide the abdomen in different quadrants. So there are 9 quadrants. So 9 quadrants. What are the 9 quadrants? So it starts from the left hypochondrium, epigastrium, right hypochondrium, lumbar regions, right iliac, left iliac. This is hypogastric region, and 10th is suprapubic. So just we have to palpate all area starting from the 1. You may start from here and go clockwise and come here palpating all the quadrants, or you can start here and anti-clockwise you move and you have to palpate all the quadrants. You can start in the epigastric region also and you may move anti-clockwise and then again come to this region. So this is for tenderness. So if there is any tenderness, how will you see tenderness? Just observe the face. Gently press the abdomen and see the face of the child. It will tell you whether there is tenderness or not. So first is the tenderness. You have to elicit the tenderness. There are various causes of tenderness, and there is one rebound tenderness. What is that rebound tenderness? It is seen in peritonitis. If you just press the abdomen and just lift your hand, there will be pain, feeling of the pain. This is rebound tenderness. It is seen in peritonitis. So see the tenderness, and always ask the patient what you are going to do. So just relax the abdomen and do palpations. In deep palpations, we have to see the organ enlargement. So what organ enlargement we see? Liver, spleen and kidney. So how will you palpate liver? So come to liver first. So how to palpate liver? I will show you. Start from the right iliac fossa and just palpate with the border of this index finger. Border of this index finger. How? See. Put the hand here and move upward and say the child to take breath. बेटा सांस लेते रहो, उधर मुंह कर लीजिए और सांस लेते रहिए. Like this. Ask the child to take breath or move your hand like this and feel with the border of your index finger if there is any hepatomegaly or not. If you can feel the liver, then at first you have to determine what is the size of liver. So it is seen in the mid-clavicular line. So you have to tell in the mid-clavicular line, liver is enlarged 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter like that below subcostal margin in the mid-clavicular line. Then you have to feel the surface. Surface is smooth or rough. Then feel the texture, whether it is rounded or like that. Then see the border. Border is rounded or soft. So normal border is rounded. You can feel liver in children 1 to 2 centimeter, especially in children below 2 years of age. 1 to 2 centimeter liver may be felt below subcostal margin and it is normal. Okay. Then you have to see the liver span. So for liver span, you have to just percuss like this, come down, and when there is dullness, just you mark this. You mark this point and come downward. When dullness, when there is resonance, then just mark it and measure the liver span. Okay, liver span. Another way is just start from here. It is tympanic and this is dull. So mark this point. So this is liver span. So normal liver span in infant is approximately 2.5 centimeter and in adolescent it is 6.8 centimeter. In between it increases according to the age. So you have to see the size of the liver, surface of the liver, texture of the liver, whether liver is tender or not, border of the liver and the liver span. This is all about the liver. Then come to a spleen. So how will you palpate a spleen? Just start from the right iliac fossa and keep the hand like this and move towards this lumbar region, left lumbar region, and ask the child to take deep breath. Beta udhar dekho, and you can put one hand here in the rib cage. सांस लो जोर से बेटा, सांस लो. So if you can feel it, the liver spleen is enlarged in this patient. Spleen is enlarged. So if spleen is enlarged, then again you will have to say the size of spleen. What is the size of the spleen in the mid-clavicular line? Just you have to measure the from mid-clavicular line to the lower border of spleen. So if the structure is moving with breathing, it is a spleen. If not moving with breathing, it is not a spleen. If a structure is this side moving with breathing, then it is liver. Not moving, then it may be intestinal lesion. Okay. So how will you differentiate a spleen from other structure at that type? So a spleen, you can feel the splenic notch. One is the splenic notch you can feel here, and you cannot insinuate your finger between this swelling and the rib cage. So this is the characteristics of a spleen. In that way you can find the spleen. So you have seen, you have palpated liver, you have palpated spleen. One is the hooking method of palpation of the spleen. ऐसे करवट ले लो बेटा, करवट ले लीजिए, ऐसे करवट ले लीजिए. If there is very small spleen, then there is hooking method like this. Just put your fingers like this and ask the child to take deep breath. सांस लो बेटा. This is hooking method of palpation of spleen. Okay. Now come to kidney. So how will you palpate kidney? It is bimanual palpation. So put one hand like this in the lower flank and one above this, and just press downward from these fingers and fill the lower border of spleen with this hand, and you can press upward with these fingers and press the border with this. So right pole of the kidney may be normally palpated, especially in infant. So this is all about palpation. What all you see in percussion? So percussion, two things you have to see. One is fluid thrill, one is shifting dullness. So if there is moderate ascites, shifting dullness will be present. If there is huge ascites, then fluid thrill will be present. So approximately in children 1 liter of fluid is accumulated, you can get the shifting dullness. If 2 liters, you can get the fluid thrill. So how will you elicit? So just see how will you see the shifting dullness. Like percuss from here and move toward the flank. Suppose this is dull, then ask the child to bend. इधर करवट ले लो बेटा, करवट ले लो. Wait for a second and again percuss it. If it was dull and it has become resonant, then shifting dullness is positive. It means there is fluid in the peritoneal cavity. सीधा हो जाओ बेटा, सीधा हो जाओ. Then how you seal the fluid thrill? Ask one of your colleague to put hand like this. इधर करो बेटा, चलो ऐसे करो, ऐसे करो, ऐसे करो. And put one this hand like this and just do this. If you are feeling this thrill with this hand, then fluid thrill is positive. Okay. Another is the Pudal sign. Make the child in knee chest position, then just flick the area around the umbilicus and then auscultate with the stethoscope. So this is about percussion. Percussion, you have to see the shifting dullness and fluid thrill. Now what all you see in auscultation? So the first thing is vowel sound. Where you see vowel sound? In the paramumbilical region. Just put the stethoscope here in the paramumbilical region, either this side or this side, and see the gurgling sound. So the normal frequency of gurgling sound is 2 to 3 per minute. If it is less, then it is normal. More, it is abnormal. Then you can hear the brew or venous hem over the epigastric region or lumbar region. So in lumbar region, if there will be renal artery stenosis, you can auscultate the brew. If there will be renal artery stenosis. So this is all about examination of gastrointestinal tract. Started from oral cavity, then come to abdomen inspection, then palpation, then percussion, then auscultation. Then you just note down the findings, and then with the help of history and investigations, you have to make the diagnosis. Okay? Thank you.